I'm very glad to be here with you, people assembled in this room, representatives of the National Association of Manufacturers of your Congress, are among the greatest resources in this country today to promote a continuation of the great record of progress that this country has had over 200 years. You are also, unfortunately, one of the great obstacles to that progress, in ways which I shall come to in the course of the talk. Not because you intend to be, of course, but the great lesson which history teaches is that bad results seldom are produced by men of bad intentions. There's a famous biblical quotation about a road that is paved with good intentions. I shall come further to that point in a few minutes, but let me start and give my theme by quoting to you from the speech which Abraham Lincoln gave in 1858 when he was nominated for the Senate. It's his famous House Divided speech. And he said, and I quote, "A house divided against itself cannot stand. I believe this government cannot endure permanently half slave and half free. I do not expect the house to fall, but I do expect it will cease to be divided. It will become all one thing or all the other." Lincoln was prophetic for his time, but his words are as applicable to our time as they were to his. Only the form of slavery has changed. We in this country, in the past half century, have been moving away from a free society and toward an increasing degree of slavery. Not the kind of slavery that Lincoln talked about, but a kind that is no less destructive of the basic greatness and freedom of this country. A slavery in the form of an increasing role of government in our economy, of an increasing extent to which we are the subjects and the government the master instead of the other way around. The question I want to discuss today is whether we shall continue this trend or will halt and reverse it. If we continue the trend to a collectivist economy, continue the trend to a society controlled by government, we shall lose not only our economic advantages, but also our political freedom, our political liberty. We cannot continue half slave and half free, and if we continue in the direction of slavery, we shall end up as a collectivist totalitarian society. It will have a different form than others. America is different from others. However, we need not continue in that direction. We are masters of our own destiny. We can take thought and halt it. And the question is, shall we halt it? Shall we move toward a greater degree of freedom and reduce the extent to which we are being controlled? If you want to see a clear sign of the direction in which we have been moving, it is the fact that this meeting today is being held in Washington, D.C. There have been 81, I am told, previous Congresses of the National Association of Manufacturers. Not a single one was held here. Most of them was held in New York. You have now moved your offices, and a few years later, this Congress to Washington. Why? Because you have recognized increasingly that your masters are no longer primarily your customers, but increasingly government bureaucrats, elected and non-elected. I don't blame you for recognizing the change. You would be myopic in the extreme if you did not recognize that that is what happened. It is understandable that you choose to hold your meeting where the real power is. But it is a very clear sign of what has been happening in this country.